Welcome to the Friday Night Frenzy Sectional Championship Edition. Alongside Andy, I'm Rob. We begin tonight's show with the Lafayette Jeff Broncos. Coach Brian Moore and the Broncos going on the road. Big one tonight at Westfield.
That's right, Rob. It's been quite the season for the Broncos. With a win against the Shamrocks, they would claim a sectional title for the first time since 2002.
Heck of a season for the Broncos, and they're getting pumped up for their biggest game of the year and in quite some time. But it was Westfield that looked ready to rock from the start. Opening Shamrock drive, they handed off to Nate Froelich. Bursts up the middle, takes it to the house 40 yards. Jeff drives inside the Westfield 10 on the ensuing drive, but Devin Colonis is going to cough it up while trying to find a receiver.
Fumble.
Westfield would convert the turnover to a touchdown and take a 14-0 lead. Later on, Colonis rolls right, throws it back to Latrell Brown. He's come on the scene in the last couple weeks. His blockers in space, bounces to the outside, gets in for the score. One of the few good plays, though, from the Broncos. Following a less than impressive Bronco punt, the home team cashes in. Ryan Pepiot finds a wide-open Jonathan Swedan. It's your best guess, right? Swedan?
Yeah.
He's for Westfield.
Yeah.
All right. 24-yard score, Westfield up by 21 at the half. Second half, Pepiot fires another touchdown, this time to Max McCool. Now, I know we wanted Jeff to win tonight, but that's a heck of a name. Shamrocks put an end to Lafayette Jeff's season. Good job for the Broncos, though. Heck of a comeback from last year. Westfield wins 45-27.
In the sectional 28 final, West Lafayette hosting North Montgomery, and this one was an instant classic. First West Side possession of the game, Mikey Kidwell is picked off by Alex Parsons, and the senior takes it to the house. Call him the Alex Parsons Project, because this Charger is a stud. Next, more North Montgomery possession, or actually they draw first blood, 7-0. Now tied at 7, the Red Devils on the doorstep, and it's Travis Roll corkscrewing his way in for 6. RDP would go for 2 and convert 15-7 to score. So far, so good for Shane Fry and company, leading 28-14 with less than a minute remaining. Check this out.
That's
it's Parsons.
unreal.
Big things popping, little things stopping. That's nice. 28-14 would be the score at the break, but North Montgomery storms back, trailing 28-21. Bailey Adams goes up top and finds Devin Zachary. Book him for 6. We're tied at 28. However, with 8 seconds to go in regulation, Mikey Kidwell, the kid plays well. He hooks up with Matt Marley, and we're jamming. Westside prevails 35-28 the final. The Red Devils are your sectional champions. Congrats to them.
North Montgomery's a great football team. Hats off to them. They've got they're well coached. They've got a couple outstanding players, and their third down conversions when they were on offense was off the chart. I've never seen anything like it. So credit them. Our defense got the stops when they needed to. Got a few key turnovers, and we finally had the ball at the end and got it in with 8 seconds to go.
Heck of a game. Over at Central Catholic, Poycronk, the Knights hosting the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Early on, some mistakes from the Knights. Avery Dinhart fires to Jordan Turpin, but he can't hang on to it, and Braxton Barnett is there for the pick. Takes it the other way, but he's chased down by Ben Tharp, and unfortunately for the Gophers, they were unable to take advantage of the turnover. And that's not good, because back the other way, Jackson Anthrop quickly in for the score and a 7-0 lead. Later, the Knights force the punt, and the Clinton Prairie snap way over the head of the punter. That's a safety. You can't give the Knights points like that and get away with it. Ensuing possession, another handoff to Jackson. Great blocking, couple cuts. That's another CCTD, 16-0. Defense strong as ever tonight. How about the sophomore Jack Hudson, son of Purdue defensive coordinator Greg Hudson? Right place, right time. Takes it deep inside Gopher territory before he's brought down by the sideline. The very next play. Yeah, no kidding, Garrett. Greg, Jack. Very next play, Dinhart, the dime to Luke Fusick. That's a beauty. Perfect pitch and catch. CC led 30-0 at the half. Knights go on to win 51-0. They'll face the winner of Pioneer and North Judson.
Heading over to Royal Center, where undefeated Pioneer hosted North Judson. Pioneer getting it started. QB Samuel Kaiser with 5, 10, 15. Kaiser gets a huge 30-yard keeper and a Panthers first down. Next play we go. Wow, Kaiser just keep going.
He's really
keep on
struggling.
going, kid. Next play, slow motion in the backfield. Kaiser shovels it to Keith Nyes, and Nyes follows his blockers for a quick 6 points. The Blue Jays stop the shutout, though. A quick pass up the middle. Senior Joe Ingram. Ingram turns upfield and takes it all the way. The Jays will miss their PHE to keep it at an 8-point game. The Panthers showing their speed. Nyes again breaks from the pack and turns on the wheels. The Blue Jays can't touch him, making it a 14-point game. Just before the half, the Panthers score quick. It's Kaiser. He gets a quick toss into the end zone to Peyton Smith. And to take us into the halftime, Nyes with a run over the outside. He takes it over the pylon to put the Panthers up 35-6 at the half. The Blue Jays will score one more time, but the Panthers keep it going, outscoring the Jays 56-18 the final.
It's going to be interesting next week, Pioneer
Yes,
and
it
CC.
is.
Short but sweet, that's all 4 games of our sectional championship edition of the Friday Night Frenzy. When we come back, we're going to do the Coach's Corner a little different this week.
That's right. Jared Jesselaitis will join us. You hear him on ESPN 1450. And tonight, he was there at West Lafayette for the game of the evening. Jared will help us break it down when we come back. Stay with us. What's happening? Welcome back to the Frenzy. Joining us tonight, ESPN 1450's Jared Jesselaitis.
Dude, thanks for being here. How good is your job? You get paid to watch that game tonight.
That was something. I'll tell you what. I earned that paycheck tonight. That's all. That's all I know. I mean, I think at one point I said I'd have an easier time trying to explain what's going on at Game of Thrones than I would trying to explain what happened in like 5 minutes of action in that fourth quarter. It was absolutely insane.
I asked Coach Fry, I also asked Matt Marley, who had the game-winning touchdown, when they're up 28-14, then the lead escaped from them. It was deadlocked at 28. I asked them, did you guys think, what was going through your mind? What was going through your mind up in the press box?
Well, I'll tell you what, even at the half, I mean, they were up 28-21, and you didn't feel like that they were in charge of that game whatsoever going into the half, especially after the Parsons Project picks off that you saw that insane clip, where he with a one-hander. You just didn't feel like that they were in charge of this game whatsoever. But they're very good at making second half adjustments. They've done it all season long, and again, they did it great there. The offense took a little bit of time to start gelling until he got into the fourth quarter, but those last couple of drives, they really drove it down. They were doing a great job at that. I think when it goes to overtime, they probably pull that one out, but I'll tell you what, there was a big gap in there where you weren't really sure which way this game was going to go.
What was the difference between the first half? I mean, I didn't get to see this game, so I don't know what you guys know, but 28-21 at the half, right? Mm-hmm. And then the end score is 35-28, so just a touchdown apiece for those two teams in the second half.
I think Travis Roll had a lot more room to run early on in that game, and then somewhere in between the second quarter and the third quarter, I mean, they just really, give credit to the Chargers, they really shut it down there. He did not have those rooms to run. He tries making that first and second cut, and I mean, they are swarming all over him. So that run game really got bogged down there in the middle part of the game, though, but the last few drives, it started to open up, and he made some really nice runs towards the end.
In your mind, how high is the ceiling for West Lafayette?
Obviously, it's state championship or bust when you're talking about the Red Devils.
Yeah.
They know how to do it. They've got the staff that's been there, since 2009. They know what it takes to get there. And even though it's a different group of guys, that coaching staff, they know what it all involves going forward. And they could do it. It's going to be tough against Belmont next week. But one game at a time, they're getting awful close.
What can you say about the performance of these guys without Spencer Ronchetto? We know how important that guy is to that team, but I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, they're playing pretty good teams in this sectional. They beat 3 really good teams all without Spencer Ronchetto.
Yeah, and you thought that with the absence of him in the passing game that people were going to have to shuffle around and there was going to be a little bit of a learning curve, people in some new positions, but there really hasn't. I mean, they're still scoring a lot of points. 35 this week? I mean, they're putting up a lot of points in the sectional again, too. It's really... and that's just because of the success of running the football with guys like Travis Roll and Nye Carlisle last week had numbers that make your Madden game look absolutely absurd. So, when you have that, I mean, that's a big advantage.
Yep. What about, real quickly, if we want to take a look at next week's games, you got CC Pioneer. That's the big one, obviously. We're not sure if you're covering that game or not yet, but
I think I'll be out there.
You think you're
going
to be at that one? All right, so we got a battle unbeaten. So who are you going with? Who's got the advantage in these games on the screen here?
Oh, I mean, obviously, you got to go with the Central Catholic. I mean, they could win the 1A. They could win 2A, possibly even 3A. I like West Lafayette Belmont because, I don't think anybody's watching in Belmont right now, so I can get away with that. And I'll take the Kokomo Wildcats. They've been pretty solid all season long. And just because I'm still a McCutcheon guy at heart, forget Westfield.
All right, man. Hey, Jared, thanks for joining us. Make sure to listen to this guy each and every football Friday night.
And make sure to check out our website, WLFI.com, and click on the Sports tab for all highlights from tonight's games.
Have a great night. We'll see you next week.